What's up, you beautiful people? I'm the Danger Dave, and welcome back to Arkham Asylum. So today, folks, we'll be wrapping up this Riddler side quest here and grabbing the last of the Riddler trophies, and finally putting an end to Edward Nygma's reign of terror. Or really, it's more like a reign of annoyance, collecting all this crap. But the last place I have to clear out is the penitentiary. So that's exactly where I'm going to be heading right now, folks. And for this video, I'm going to talk about some of my favorite Bat books. And these are in no particular order, except for one that's my all-time favorite, even today still. And I'll definitely let you know which one that is. And these are books that I can read again and again and again, and still absolutely enjoy reading these. They are just really good books for me, and as you know, some of your favorites may not be on this list, and that's fine, so just keep that in mind. However, if you want to let me know what your favorite Bat books are, let me know in the comments below. I'd be very interested to see what kind of books you guys like. But anyway, kicking this off is Batman, The Dark Knight Returns. And I know it's not exactly original. I mean, Dark Knight Returns usually shows up on a lot of people's favorite Bat books list. And there's a good reason for that, because this is a really good read by Frank Miller. And it's basically about an old, grizzled Batman coming out of retirement to clean up Gotham City. And it's, this book was a return to the darkness that Batman was known for. And even Stephen King had this to say about it. Probably the finest piece of comic art ever to be published in a popular edition. And it even got a animated movie, so you can read the book or watch the movie. And you know what? I would actually recommend both. You should read the book and watch the movie too. They are just both fantastic. So next up is The Court of Owls from the New 52. And I don't usually have a lot of good things to say about the New 52, but there were really good stories to tell in the New 52. And The Court of Owls is one of my favorites. The New 52 in general really wasn't hot among fans, especially Superman fans. They really did not like that. But I thought Batman started off strong with The Court of Owls. And it's by Scott Snyder. And it's basically Batman uncovering this super secret court of owls that has been operating in Gotham for years without really his knowledge. And it's really good. It's a really good, interesting read. It grabs your attention and never really lets go. And there's plenty of twists and turns and great fight scenes and a great artwork by Greg Capullo. I believe that's how you say his name. If I'm wrong, please correct me. And it's just a solid title. I recommend you go pick this one up and give it a read. So the next one is a bit of a weird choice. I understand that, but I personally like it. And that's Batman and Dracula, Red Rain, by Doug Moench. And the pairing of Batman and Dracula actually works pretty well. Both, creatures of the night, and they all have that same kind of bat motif going on. And it's basically what it sounds like. Dracula is in Gotham, causing a big reign of terror, and it's up to the Dark Knight to bring him down. And a solid spoiler alert for this book. So if you haven't read this book, skip to the time that I have on the screen right now to avoid spoilers about this. And that's a solid spoiler alert, people. But Batman gets turned into a vampire in this book. And it's weird. It's just, that's what I can say about this book. It's weird. A lot of weird shit happens in this book. But I find it all very fascinating and a very good read. So if you're looking for just a completely crazy out there Batman book to read, start with Batman and Dracula. It'd also be a good Halloween read, when October rolls around. So, yeah, give this one a look. So, next is Batman the Black Mirror. And this is about Dick Grayson's adventures of as Batman after the final crisis, where Batman is presumably dead. And it's about this big crime spree going on through Gotham, and Batman, now Dick Grayson, has to work with Gordon to stop it. And I've always loved Nightwing as Batman. He always worked really well. In fact, my next favorite books is the Batman and Robin Batman Reborn. And it's the same premise, only a little bit better, in my opinion, is that Dick Grayson is Batman after Final Crisis, and he's teaming up with Damian Wayne Robin. And it's basically the exact opposite of the old dynamic duo where Batman was the dark and brooding one, and Robin was the bright and cheerful one. And now you have this, bright and cheery, wisecracking Batman and a dark and brooding Robin. And it works really well. Written by Grant Morrison. Both books. Oh, excuse me, no. Black Mirror was written by Scott Snyder. And Batman Reborn was by Grant Morrison. And, a lot of new stuff was introduced in the Batman Reborn books, like Professor Pig. So, these are great books. I absolutely love these. I absolutely love Dick Grayson's time as Batman. He's taken over the mantle a couple of times. For a short period after Batman returned after Nightfall, and then after Final Crisis. So, if you're looking for, not really a dark and brooding Batman, more of a kind of a sarcastic, wise-ass Batman, definitely look up Batman and Robin Reborn. One of my next favorite reads is The Legends of the Dark Knight, Norm Brayfogle, Volume 1. And there's a lot of good reads in here, and I absolutely love Norm Brayfogle's artwork. And there's just really, really good reads in here. The Mud Pact is in here, The Rat Catcher, The Fear featuring Cornelius Sturrock, The Corrosive Man and Mr. Cadaver. Just a lot of really good late 80s books to read in here. And I just never get tired of reading this one. It's just so good, and I love it so much. So definitely look up this volume. Next up is Batman Hush. And what can be said about Batman Hush that hasn't already been said? It's just a fantastic book by Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee. And it's a great, mystery book for Batman. And it did get an animated movie. However, you don't really need to watch the animated movie. In fact, the animated movie was pretty bad, in my opinion. I really just did not enjoy what they did with that movie. But this book does mark the debut of Hush and all that cool stuff. So it's just good, Batman fighting Superman and not really a possessed, but a mind-controlled Superman and Metropolis, and, Batman and Catwoman's relationship. Plus you have Jim Lee's great artwork in here, and it's a fantastic read. And it's definitely one of my all-time favorites to read. Next up, we have a trio of books here. One is Batman The Long Halloween and Batman Dark Victory. And these are Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. And I love Tim Sale's artwork. It just has this look to it. If I had to describe it, I would describe it as a film noir. But The Long Halloween is a great, murder mystery that puts Batman's detective skills to the very test, as this new holiday killer is running through Gotham. And Batman has to rush to figure out who the killer is. And it's a great, just early Batman book to read. And the same goes with Dark Victory. It has sort of the same premise, but this is also a Robin origin story. And it continues from The Long Halloween. And then you have also Batman Haunted Night with Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. And these are just basically a collection of stories taking place on Halloween. And I read this book every Halloween. Every Halloween, I pull this book out and I read it. I don't really know why, but the tales told in here are really interesting and really great stories. And then, last but certainly not least, my all-time favorite Bat book, Batman Ego, and Other Tales. God, this book is just so good. This story is great. It's got Darwin Cook as the author and artist, and Darwin Cook's artwork is fantastic. He is it's Norm Brayfogle and Darwin Cook for me, because the artwork is just simplistic, but it's also fantastic. This book also has Selena Kyle's big score in it. And basically, this is a tale of Batman having an argument with himself about how he's operating as Batman. And it's not an action-packed tale, but it's a very fascinating tale, a look into Batman's mind. So if you haven't read Batman Ego, please go pick this up, as it is my all-time favorite Bat book. And I just can never get enough of this book. Alright, so those are some of my personal favorite Bat books. And what I'm doing right now, folks, is we finally have stopped Riddler and found out Quincy Sharp believes himself to be the spirit of Amadeus Arkham. And that's a little suspicious, so we should head on back to Quincy Sharp's office and see if we can find anything suspicious there. So, you can really discover this little secret, I think the moment you enter the warden's office. And you beat up all the thugs and Zaz. But what you need to do is go over to this wall right here and spray all 3 explosive gels on this wall. And this part can be a bit finicky. You do have to kind of place them in the right spot. Put one right there, and one right here should be fine. There we go. Something like that should be fine. Fire in the hole! What's this? A secret room. So this is Quincy Sharp's secret room where he keeps all of his secret stuff. I just imagine you'll find his secret porn stash in here somewhere. Very nice, very nice. There's these weird looking statues. And of course he has a portrait of himself on the wall. But egotistical. And you can also note that some of his files are missing. Some full cabinets are missing. And if you go up to this cabinet, you can definitely see a particular file is missing. Or not a particular, just a file is missing. We have some blueprints right here. Some weird coding machine. And then we have this right here. These are basically the plans for Arkham City. You see there's the steel plant right there. This is Quincy Sharp's Gotham City proposal. To turn basically a good chunk of Gotham into, escape from LA prison style. It's all very interesting. And it's been approved. And this over here I noticed. I can't exactly read what that says, but right below it, it says The Bat. And, the rest of it is kind of illegible, but I did notice it said The Bat down there. And then you do have some good pictures of old Gotham up here. Arkham Asylum right there. Alright folks, so that's going to do it for this episode. If you like this episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And slap that bell icon to stay updated on all my videos. Join me next time when we finally put an end to this. Thank you all for watching. You guys have a fantastic day.